Hey everybody, welcome back to L&B Outdoors. Can we find out what's wrong with this Massey Ferguson 35 today? Well, we're going to get the oil pan pulled. Let's pull a few pistons. Let's look at the rings. Y'all stay tuned. Alright, so we're back at it today on this Massey Ferguson 35. I know y'all can't tell it, but it is cold. You know, we're in North Florida. We ain't used to all this cold weather. When it's staying in the 40s, I know some of y'all are laughing at that, but we ain't used to this. When it's staying in the low 40s during the day, yeah, it makes it not fun out here trying to mess with cold iron like what we're doing. So, you know, in the last episode, you seen that we got the head pulled, and we looked at the cylinder walls, and really couldn't find nothing out of the ordinary. So I went ahead and got started the other day and trying to get some preliminary stuff done where we can get the oil pan off. Did get the oil pan off, and I wanted to bring y'all in to kind of show you the process so far. And yeah, never mind my redneck creeper right there. You know, anything like a tarp, big cardboard box, I call them redneck creepers, you know. Got a dirt floor, hey, whatever works, right? So we did get the oil pan off. Get y'all underneath here where y'all might can see a little bit. But here's the oil pan. And, you know, overall it ain't too bad. There is a little bit of sludge in the bottom of it. Screen looks fairly clean. But this will all get washed up, cleaned up, pressure washed. New gaskets, of course. Now, when you go to take one of these tractors apart on the front end, you got 6 big bolts. Now, part of this oil pan, that's the hard part about it. Part of this oil pan is where your front axle attaches. So you've got to take a loose your stabilizer bars. You really need to take a loose your ball joints here and kind of just get everything out of the way. I couldn't get these ball joints off. There's a little trick where you can stick something behind here, and as you're taking this nut off, it will press this off. And I don't have a pickle fork to be able to get this off, this ball joint off. So I just kind of left it. Took a loose our stabilizer, front stabilizer bars. All they are is just a little ball joint right there. Take them loose, and left all this attached. And I just towed my tires in real bad, and it brought my front end out a little bit where I can kind of get to everything. So it's still kind of attached somewhat, but there's 6 bolts. There's 2 right here, and there's 2 right here. And then these down here are long, I mean long bolts that go through. And a lot of people on these style of tractors has big time issues with these being froze, or either they break off. I was very fortunate. They came loose, no problems. So yes, we are getting to the point where we can get underneath here and look at the rods, rod caps, crank caps, mains, and just kind of see what we got going on. I do want to pull this #1 piston right now, and I want to look at the rings, see if any of them broke. Maybe they just steer collapsed, you know, and not wanting to expand to the cylinder wall. Because, you know, the whole problem with this tractor was low power, low compression. I mean, it wouldn't pull a greasy string out of a chicken's butt. So yeah, we got to get this figured out, because I want to use this hay season. It does have live PTO, which is a little bit better than the Ferguson TO20s and 30s that I have. So that makes things a lot simpler and easier, in my opinion. And of course, yeah, everybody's, you know, a lot of people's like, it's just a junk little tractor, and that's cool, you know. I like this old stuff. I want to keep it running. I don't ever want to see it go to a crusher or be recycled. So we're going to do our best to keep them going. Now, I know with the lighting, it's hard. I do have a light on the situation, but the contrast of it and the exterior lighting kind of makes it all blend. But yes, the oil pan is off. We got our #1 cap. Let's see if I can get my camera. We got our #1 cap right here. We're going to zip that cap off, look at that bearing, and then we're going to be able to try to ease that rod and piston out through the top and just give it a look-see, and kind of go from there. But you know, it's just your standard 3-cylinder typical engine. This is your oil pump right here, and then of course your sump where it pulls up from the bottom down here, and then it runs up into the block right here. So yeah, everything looks to be intact. I'm just interested to see what these bearings tell me. So let me see if I can get in here and get that off. Be back with you in just a second. And get it worked down. There we go. And that does have a number 1. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. And on the rod it's got a number 1, so that's how it matches up. So a little etching, a little scoring. Definitely throw a set of new ones in here while we're at it. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Sorry about the lighting, I know it sucks. Let's get this piston out. I was able to rotate the upper bearing on your rod, rotate it around the crankshaft and get it down. And it does have some etching in the middle. But it ain't bad. I mean, it ain't got down to the copper, so I think that's pretty good. You can feel it a little bit with your fingernail though, so that'll definitely have to be changed. Let's see if we can get this piston out. Alright, we're going to try to get this piston out on the number 1 cylinder. It's been a day or two. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm trying a new camera out at this point. I want y'all to let me know how the quality is, if it's any better, if it's worse. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best camera for me. And my darling wife bought me this for my birthday. And trying it out. I know the sun is in the wrong angle right now. Can't help that. It's the way this is positioned, the way it's parked. So we're going to try this, see if we can't get this piston out so we can look at the rings, stuff like that. So let me get set up and ready to do. I'll be right back. Get down here and try to shove this thing up. I'm going to use the end of my soft mallet. I can't get it shoved up. See if I can see it. That sun is right in my eyes. Let's see if we can get this piston pushed out. Yeah, oil seal here broke. Looks like the rings is just wore slap out. So that just breaks in my hand. Brittle. See if I can get one off without breaking it. Can we get it off without breaking it? We did. So it does have some gouges in the top side of the piston from rust. Wrist pin's got some slop in it. Side to side, I feel a little bit of movement up and down, but side to side, which side to side is fine. Stick this ring back in here and see what the ring gap looks like. That ring's got about a 1/4 inch of gap. Let me get y'all in here where I can kind of maybe show you. Can y'all see that ring gap right there where my finger was at? Alright, let's get number 2 out. See if we can pull it up, or am I going to have to go down the bottom? Yeah, I'm going to have to go down the bottom and beat it up. Alright, what's behind door number 2? I wanted y'all to see some ring broke off right there. So yeah, these rings is what we was having issues with, of having a lot of blow by. Yep. That ain't supposed to be that big of a gap. Well, that's just part of it, I reckon. We're gonna get this piston and the cap and everything kind of put back together so we don't lose none of the parts. So I forgot to turn the camera on whenever I went to get number 3 out. So here's number 3. And it's got rings falling apart. Look. That whole top side compression ring is gone. Hope y'all can see that. Look at little pieces kind of etched in there. So that makes me feel a lot better that I know which rings, and we can re-ring it. I don't know if I'm going to do sleeves. I may just hone these sleeves and re-ring it. Go back together with it. Ain't much to it. But yep, we got broke compression rings, broke oil rings. All of them's old and brittle. So now the fun part's cleaning all this mess up, getting a kit on its way, and we get to go back together with it. I don't feel any. There might be a little up and down slop. We may get us some pistons and wrist pins and new rings. Solve all that. New bearings. The way these look, I'm pretty sure that the mains are fine. I'm not even going to pull a cap on them. Overall, it looks really good. It's just these rings. So that's pretty cool. So you got little notches where these notches go for your caps or your bearings. See how they fit in that groove right there. And then your cap has the same thing. It's already got the bearing in it. And on these, they're numbered. I know y'all probably can't see that, but that says number 3. That says stamp number 3. So 3 and 3 go together. And also 3 and 3 go to the left side of the tractor when it goes back in. So that's how that orientates. Put our nuts back on so we don't lose them. We got to start us up a parts list of everything that we're going to need to go back together. And this will be a project for a month or 2. So stay tuned for that. Alright, we got our motor wrapped up, covered up. I'll have to start getting online and see if I can't get some parts coming in. In the meantime, we'll be cleaning up the head, some of this motor block, oil pan, and we'll just try to keep plugging at this. We've probably got about 3 more months, and then we'll start having some grass growing again. We'll have to start doing a little bit of mowing and cleaning. I got a few areas out in the field that needs to be mowed that I normally don't mow during the season, and I like everything to look clean. So we're probably going to do some of that mowing. We got a lot more projects to do, so I hope y'all enjoy this. Let me know how the camera works. I know the sun and the lighting ain't the best when the sun's to our face like this. The only way I could do it, honestly. But listen, y'all like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate all y'all's views, y'all's comments. Let me know what I done wrong. Let me know what I done right. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all in the next video.